Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Standing by with me is Honorable Razak Atunwa, Chairman of the House Committee on Justice, and Barrister Aliyu Abdullahi, a policy analyst and, of course, a barrister. Barrister, you were sharing your thoughts. Please conclude.
Yeah. The last thing he mentioned, he talked about the freedom of expression that exists within the National Assembly, about because you asked the question about those members who disagreed with the resolution. And he said, no, they have never stifled freedom of expression. In fact, they encourage it. They want people like that. But how many times have we seen this National Assembly, truncating rule of law and internal democracy, suspending their members for just airing their opinion? We have seen that in a number of cases. Senator Ali Indume, we have seen Honorable dissenting person, Honorable Abdulbimini Jibril in the lower house, and even the court has a judgment, a subsisting judgment, that they don't have the powers to actually suspend a legislator for more than, I think, 1 week or so, but some people have gone. So you are looking at a National Assembly with its members that are afraid because they are being intimidated by the leadership. They hardly can speak. That's the truth of the position.
Honorable member, I'm going to follow up very quickly because coming from what he has said, there was also a statement, of course, and we've alluded to this, by the Parliamentary Support Group, which actually alleged that you drafted the resolution that emanated from the joint executive session, and that you did so without any standard voting parliamentary procedure.
That's absolute nonsense. If you believe that, then you came down in the last shower. Absolute nonsense. Senate President was sitting there. The Speaker was sitting there.
There was a vote taken?
Yes, even more experienced legislators were sitting there.
What was the number of votes?
You're talking about presence. I'm asking you about votes.
They were all there. How would I draft resolutions and then people just, the Senate President will simply adopt it and the Speaker will adopt it?
Member, I'm going to ask you very clearly.
I'm telling you very clearly, that's absolute nonsense. The resolution came from the discussions. It was put down in writing and a vote was taken, and that's the end of that. Let me address quickly his point about the SGF and the IGP.
Before you do that, honourable member, I have to ask you, if you say a vote was taken,
voice vote, as we do, as is customary, we take voice votes, and the overwhelming majority of people voted for each and every one of those resolutions.
Did you even ask about the names?
That's as simple as that. Now the question is, when it talks about the SGF, former SGF, and the IGP, again, I invite him to always look and read the votes and proceedings. Nobody ordered the president to fire the former SGF. What we said was that we no longer believe he was a fit and proper person to hold office based on the allegations and the findings. That's all we said. It's up to the president to do what he wants with it. Much is the same we've said about the IGP. We, as the representatives of the people, have no confidence in the IG. It's up to the president what he does with that resolution. That's that. Okay. Now, so as far as I'm concerned, we do our job. We never overreach. He talks about that we suspend people willy-nilly. Again, absolute nonsense. In any organization, in any group of people, they ought to be disciplined. When a member oversteps the mark, no, not at all, such as to bring disrepute or ridicule to the House or the body that you represent, then of course there ought to be sanctions.
But let me say this quickly.
Before you do that, he's the lawyer. He's the lawyer. If he does something to bring the bar into disrepute, he will be disciplined, and he knows that.
I have to interject here because when you say that it's just about disparaging the reputation of whatever chamber is involved in the National Assembly, some observers will look at it and say that that's just unfair to reality. When you look at the fact that all of those who have been suspended were going against the position of not necessarily the chambers, but of the principal officers of those chambers.
Not at all. We can delve into each one of them one by one if you want. So, as I was saying, he's a lawyer. If he brings the bar into dispute, they will call him to order and he will be disciplined. He can be suspended. He can be disbarred. I'm also a lawyer. And that's even anywhere else, anywhere in the world. If he goes to Japan tomorrow and behaves badly, the bar can call him and discipline him. If a member goes on TV, and disparages the House and says things that are manifestly untrue and brings the House into disrepute, it ought to be disciplined. It's in the rules.
Let me ask you very quickly, Honorable Atunwa, we're about wrapping up here. When you look at the resolutions that came out, of course there were plenty, but a few of them mirrored the statement that came out from the new People's Democratic Party tendency of the All Progressives Congress. When they cited reasons why they were pulling out of talks with the presidency over political issues, they cited issues of persecution of those with contrary opinion. They cited, of course, what has gone on with the Senate president, who was alluded to. Can you say that that's also not a coincidence?
I don't speak for the new PDP. I don't know why they pulled out of talks, but as far as I'm concerned, we had a robust debate in a joint session between the Senate and the House of Representatives. Those are concerns that emanated from that debate, and those are concerns that mirror what the people want us to talk about. We want to talk about deepening democracy in this country. Either we want a vibrant, meaningful, and sustainable democracy, or we want a mockery of a democracy.
Barrister, before we go, please respond.
All right. I just have maybe a comment or a question. As a Nigerian being represented by by the legislators in there, I want to know if any member or senator, no matter how highly placed that person is, if that person is actually, if criminal investigation led to his or her name being mentioned, should that person actually follow the due process of responding and also clearing his person's name, or because the person is the Senate president or senator or member, should that person not answer those things? That's what I want to know from Honorable Abdul Razak. That's one thing. And secondly, if the person chooses to actually follow the due process of the criminal justice system, should also that person now turn back and use it to mop up support of an entire institution to actually pass a resolution which smacks of threatening of impeaching the president?
But Barrister, unfortunately, I would have loved for him to have been able to answer your questions, but unfortunately time has run out on us. Gentlemen, I just want to thank you so much for coming in this morning and sharing your thoughts with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. With us has been the honorable member, the chairman of the Committee on Justice in the House, Honorable Razak Atunwa, and Barrister Aliyu Abdullahi, a policy analyst. With that, we will go on a short break. Our viewers, please do stay with us. We'll be back in a moment.